PayPal came under fire for attempting to escalate their un-American censorship practices with new policies that would fine users $2,500 for spreading misinformation. I'll tell you how that worked out. Hello and welcome. PayPal recently added an addendum to its acceptable use policy where they claimed that they could fine users $2,500 for spreading misinformation. They would fine the users per offense. Now, here's how outrageous this really was. So if I posted something on Facebook and PayPal didn't like what I posted, even though my post on Facebook has absolutely nothing to do, has no link whatsoever to my PayPal account, the censorship tyrants at PayPal believe that they should have the right to fine me $2,500 through whatever bank account I have my account linked to. There is no fiduciary connection to things that people say that have nothing to do with the company, but they felt that they could do it. So what happened was they put this acceptable use policy out, but then they had to turn it around because the backlash was enormous. For example, the former president of PayPal, David Marcus, put out a tweet saying, "It's hard for me to openly criticize a company I used to love and gave so much to, but PayPal's new AUP goes against everything I believe in. A private company now gets to decide to take your money if you say something they disagree with. Insanity." Elon Musk, by the way, who's about to purchase Twitter and was the founder of PayPal, responded to Marcus's tweet by saying, "Agreed." A female lawyer named Helen Dale responded, and she took a screenshot of her closing her account screen. It says, "We're sorry to see you go. To help us improve our services, please tell us why you want to close your account." Now, she didn't check any of the boxes but other, and here's what she wrote, which is very telling. "To whom it may concern, I stopped using your services last month after your treatment of the UK's Free Speech Union, which meant this account became dormant. Now, having read your incoming acceptable use policy commencing November 3rd, it has become clear I will have knowledge of whether your service will be available from one day to the next. There is even the potential for you to try to stick your paws in one of my linked accounts. This is especially so as, like many lawyers, I have foreign currency accounts, one of which holds significant sums in US dollars. I say this because not only am I on the center right of the political spectrum, but I am a commentator, what you Americans would call a pundit, I suppose, who is open about my views. Yes, I realize that UK Tories are milder than American Republicans, but like our cousins across the pond, we too think that there are only two sexes. Black Lives Matter is a vast exercise in relieving fools of their money and excusing violence in the street, and Joe Biden is going senile. You provide a useful service. I have appreciated its convenience over the many years. It is a very great pity you have chosen to mix it with politics. Kind regards, Helen Dale." Well, that should tell you something right there. Now, I don't fully blame them, PayPal, for this. I don't fully blame them. We know that the Biden administration has been forcing social media companies to violate people's free speech rights. Okay, we did a story here back at the beginning of September where it says lawsuit reveals Biden administration colluded with big tech companies for weekly censorship meetings to silence COVID and vax information. Now, I'll bet you guys didn't know this, most of you. Okay, so what's going on here is the Biden administration, Joe Biden, had numerous departments and numerous people that were holding weekly censorship meetings with the tech tyrants, the big tech people. In a lawsuit brought by the New Civil Liberties Alliance, the Attorney General of Missouri and the Attorney General of Louisiana against the President of the United States, the revelations of fascist behavior of the Biden administration were revealed. The lawsuit was filed based on the First Amendment right to free speech. For the longest time, leftists snarkily argued that social media sites were private corporations and therefore not subject to the First Amendment. But if they were bending over for the federal government, then that makes them a de facto entity and the First Amendment applies. Now, in 1946, okay, there was a case called Marsh v. Alabama, where a town was owned by a private corporation. The corporation built the town apparently so that their employees could live there and be close to the company at the same time. Now, this was like a normal town in any town, USA. Well, one day, some people tried to put up some anti-abortion signs, some pro-life signs around town, and the town told them that they couldn't do it. The case went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the court determined that this private corporation that owned this town was now a de facto government. Now, I believe that since companies like Twitter and other social media sites are now the town square, we could see the same thing happening there, especially if the government is forcing them to do it. And now we see here, it says, what was revealed via discovery was a recurring meeting, usually entitled USG, industry meeting, which has generally had a monthly cadence and is between government agencies and private industry. Government participants have included CISA's Election Security and Resilience Team, DHS's Office of Intelligence and Analysis, the FBI's Foreign Influence Task Force. Why would they be involved in this? The Justice Department's National Security Division, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Industry participants have included Google, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Microsoft, Verizon Media, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and the Wikimedia Foundation. I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but this is Sunlight. Okay, I don't blame Google. I don't blame Facebook. I don't blame any of these people. I blame the government, because what's going to happen? The government's going to come up to you, a government like this government, tyrants. They're going to come up to you and go, well, you know what? We don't like these certain terms to be said. What are you going to do about it? By the way, we could really screw you up business-wise if you don't comply. I'd love to find out how much of that was involved. We're going to keep an eye on this case. But in the meantime, the problem here is that PayPal had to back off, but because of the backlash that they received, it was quick and it was hard. Okay? But the problem I have with this is they did put it out there. Okay? It was put out there. They say, oh, it never should have been put out. It never. Yeah, but you wrote it. Okay? There's someone at PayPal, or a group of people at PayPal, that believe in this. That either they were coerced by the government, which I believe is true, or we have woke supremacists that work at PayPal now who think that certain Americans that do not hold the same views as them, as Justin Trudeau would say, they hold unacceptable views, that they should be silenced just prior to an election. This is as un-American as it gets, folks. It's a problem. And this is why we have to create a parallel economy. All right, that's it. I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for spending this time with us. You can read all of our stories at rpwmedia.com, where you can send us news tips on stories that you think we should be writing about. You can also join our newsletter, where you'll get the latest commentary and opinion by our writers. Take care.